to doing this race for you guys and RC Racing TV and mess it up. Already being sick when I showed up, and then, you know, drinking and depleting my body's stuff. What stuff? You know what I mean. My body's resources. In fact, I'm going to have another vitamin tab and a nice bottle of water. I've gone all the way over to the fridge. Such a long way. Oh, all the way back to my milk crates. Here we go. Oh, yeah.
So they're the drivers for the main final of the F1. Somebody appears to be stealing our camera.
Nice. Is it Harry?
Hopefully it's just Harry adjusting it.
Oh, the Harry's here, look. Just kidding. Made you look.
Did.
In fact, I'm going to put 2 vitamin tablets in my bottle of still water.
Living dangerously.
You know, I'm on the edge, baby. I'm on the edge. Anyways, thank you very much. I've just had a quick skim through of your comments. I appreciate, you know, everyone's involvement. You know, it's nice to see you guys getting involved. And let's face it, I myself sit at home and type in messages and watch what's going on. You know, Kino, I can't wait for the final. Good racing. Thanks for the coverage. You're very much welcome. Thank you for the kind words. Marcus Sousa, genius power. Yes, I'm trying to get Noako to come up here and have a conversation with us. Remy Carr, it's the best. Domenico was nice race to see this one. It was a great race. And Chris, 54-150. Nope, don't understand that language. But thank you very much for your comments. The touring car final should be a spectacle. You know, as it stands, Arnaldi. There you go. Sorry, the cheeks get a little bit funny, but Arnaldi is the driver to beat. He did go over a lap quicker than Giovanni did. Doesn't mean that's going to happen in the final, because again, let's look at it this way. Arnaldi made it to the end. Giovanni made it to the end. Okay, was Arnaldi pushing to the full? Was Giovanni pushing to the full? Don't know. Hang on, just 1 second. Technical issues.
Technical things.
Yeah, we're just making sure everything's, you know, ready. Although, well, I thought you weren't for this one.
Not for this one, the next one.
So you couldn't push it yet.
Don't press it yet.
Yeah, keep your comments coming. We've got
it's quiet again.
A whole few minutes. It is nice and peaceful. AC/DC. Okay, yeah. Did Arnaldi get TQ? Yes, he did. He got 74 laps. I think it was in an 09. Giovanni was 73 laps in a 25. Or, no, maybe not. But Arnaldi definitely had 74. There was a driver who had 73 in an 09. So Giovanni, who won the first final, will not even be on second. He'll be third. So, yeah, just waiting to see. Anything else coming through? James Burgess, thanks. Saying DC is a legend. Well, I'm something. I'm here. Lucky me. I'm here, and you know we're struggling through. We got a fridge, freezer, ice creams, Coke, Red Bull, coffee maker, espresso maker,
biscuits,
beer. Oh, though we don't drink any beer. Well, actually, I tell a lie. I did have one beer yesterday, and it was a very small beer, very low percentage. Keno, was it the lap record? Well, there's a little bit of confusion on the lap record, Keno. We were told the other day it was 24-0, I think. And then Arnaldi did a 24
3 0
yeah 03 or something. So it was 24:03. It's something like 0.04 of a second quicker. And I went to the timekeeper and I said to him, "Did you see that lap from Arnaldi? It was the the fastest lap. Now remember, the timekeeper doesn't speak very good English, and I do not speak his language, I've said many times. And he said, no. And he pulled up a lap time of 23.9 something. And then he said, oh, I'm not sure about that lap. And pretty much that's where it ended, and that's the confusion. But Onaldi did have a quicker lap yesterday than, 2 days ago, wasn't it? Because we had a 20p bet that I lost. Thanks. I'll pay you later, Paul. And I thought for certain we were going to have a 23-second lap on Thursday, but we didn't. But apparently we did, but they wasn't sure if we did or not. Does that make sense? Good.
Not sure what the delay is.
Without giving us a chance to rest. I don't think someone would have called a timeout before they started. Oh, look, there's Utz. Let's see, Utz. Can you recognize him?
Yep.
Should we get him to come up here and talk to him? He's going to take some photos. He's taking photos, Ella. I could try to get him to come up, but the problem is if I ask him to come up and he's down there to take photos and they start the cars up, he's going to miss his chance to take photos and he'll be not happy. We don't even have a counter saying how long to the start. If I knew there was 7 minutes to the start, I would get him to come up for a minute or two. But, I mean, how's that for the kind of person Utz is? Was on target to make it to the final and had an engine failure. And yet he's out there taking photos of his friends and the sport that he loves. He could have easily gone over there and kicked the table and broke his big toe and gone back to his car and sulked. But he's not. He's a big man. Big guy, you know. Big heart. There you go. Ella Utz said, my mom said he was kind of pissed about half hour ago. You think? Yeah. It was a loose screw out of wishbone. That's not what you said earlier, Ella. Ella, earlier you said it was an engine failure. Is she telling us porkies, Paul?
No, she did come up with something earlier about what had caused it.
Well, there's no way a screw on the wishbone caused an engine failure. Not unless it bounced off the ground and got sucked down the intake. I'm joking though, Ella. I've not been paying attention to the chat room, so I'm just poking a bit of fun at you. Don't mind me, I'm just some crazy guy over here in the corner. I missed. That was me trying to throw my empty bottle of water into the cardboard box bin in the corner. And it bounced off the corner. I mean, it nearly went in. It was over-the-shoulder boulder holder. Do you know what that is, Paul? Nope, me neither. Something I made up. Yeah, I'll pick it up. There you go. Listen to him upstairs. Can you hear that floor creaking? That's all those guys upstairs. Jeez. Well, we're still waiting. I don't know why. Oh, I should have called Utz up here. He's gone back to his pit area. I can see him all the way down there. Never mind. He's got all the photos he wants, I guess. Hang on a second. Ella says, first information was from another driver. The wishbone screw, what he told his mom. I kind of believe that more. Well, of course. No, it's fair enough. I mean, it looked like it just came to a stop.
Okay.
It looked like an engine failure, so it was very easy to go with that. So, no, we appreciate the help. But, you know what, Ella? I'm still going to poke fun at you. Because it's fun. And the engines come to life. Okay. Now this is going to be hard. It's 50 minutes with a mandatory pit stop. And unfortunately, Ella's dad, Utz, is not taking part because he had a screw come out of his wishbone or whatever the information was. It's terrible luck for everybody as a spectator that Utz has not taken part in this. Because it could have been an almighty battle for 50 minutes. I think they were pretty equally matched. Don't you, Paul?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
So hopefully during this one, Sebastian will go get Noako, the owner of Genius. I think that's his name. Noako? Guess who's here? What up? Come. I said come, and he told me I was number one. I don't understand. What does that mean?
I don't know. It's Dallas, by the way.
Yeah. You can tell he left the door open, can't you? This is what it sounds like outside. Don't I mean, sometimes you don't have to speak the same language and you can communicate just fine. The guy that was in here earlier, who we told him to be quiet, was sitting outside the door. And I went outside the door and he told me in hand signals to go back in. And then he put his hand out towards my mouth and did like a grab and turn shut like he was going to shut my mouth. So basically, when he was in my area, I told him he couldn't talk, and I went out to his area, and he said, "You can't talk in my area, mate. Sorry." All done quite lightheartedly, I can assure you. You know, like I said, as a joke, it's a shame we can't laugh at all when we come to these meetings. Oh, there's a car stuck on the grass. At least the mechanic is watching. Paul's my spotter during the warm-up while I sit down. I don't really sit down during the races. It's I can't see correctly from this position. Trust me, if I could sit down and see the timing screen and the chat room and the track, I would, but I can't do it here.
I think we're missing at least one.
Should be 10.
There's 8 on the track and 1 in the pits. 2 in the pits. That makes 10.
You heard that? They call him into the pits. Okay, into the pits they come. Let's have a look if they refuel. Yeah, they absolutely are. So they have to take them out of the pit lane to refuel. It looks like they're being a little bit more lenient and letting them rest on the piece of wood, although the number 5 is taking it right out, as you're supposed to do. It's great, isn't it? This is sometimes more fun than the race itself. See, let me try to explain how it works. So they do their warm-up, okay? And they do their warm-up in whatever random order they want. It doesn't matter. And then they call them into the pits, okay? They only leave them in the pits for a very short time for them to refuel. So let's say, you know, there's 6. Let's say all the cars make it back to the pits, but number 4 is the last one back to the pits. So number 4 car comes in. It's the last one back to the pits. Just the luck of the draw of when they, you know, call you to the pits and whether you've spun on your lap or whatever. So number 4 comes into the pits and they take it and they run over and they're putting fuel in as fast as they can. And they start releasing them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're still putting fuel in. They go, 4, go car 4, go car 4, and they're like, we're putting fuel in it, man. And they don't let 5 go. Oh, hear the wind. Uh-oh. Wait, number something.
Is that 9?
Well, it's number. I'm guessing it's number 9 because it is indeed. But number 5, jerseyed. Marshall's running out there to collect number 9 car, and he's just holding it. Well, I mean, it's either running or it's not running. Well, the mechanic's running now, but the car must not be. On the pit lane controller, and gives the 10-second. Here we go. Listen.
5, 4.
And the first final underway. The first main final. A good start at the front from the one car. That is Stegmuller.
One car is out at turn 1.
And I can't see what it is from there. I was putting my glasses on. Hengler in second has gone right with him at this early stage. Oh, please let it be a good race. I beg of thee. And already by the end of the first lap, they've got nearly a 4-second lead. The running order: Stegmuller, Hengler, Bafano, Lacroix, Gilles Marty, Glure, Richner, Marone, Data, and it was Boulay who's gone off at the first corner. Our leaders now are up to the Jeep Sweeper as the rest of the field comes into the Samba S's. Already Stegmuller just gapping Hengler just a bit. Hengler, and our leader's up on 2 wheels. Oh, Hengler would have been able to go around him. He looked left, looked right. There was nowhere to go, so he had to get a handful of brakes. While our leader Stegmuller's car was up on 2 wheels. It was that far up, I could read the writing on the bottom of the chassis, and it said, "Help me." Down the main straight go our leaders. They've got a 3.3 second lead over Bafano in third. Lacroix fourth, Gilles Marty fifth, Glure, Richner, Marone, Data, Boulay. And our leaders they're getting close to lapping the car already. Has the pace difference from first to 10th. On to the Jeep Sweeper now as the 6th car. That is Aldo Bafano in third. And he is 3.4 behind our leaders. Our leaders are coming out of the Samba S's now. On to the Jeep Sweeper. And that was Boulay. Did the grass hill wall ride, moving out the way.
So at least we know that car 9 actually got started in the end then.
Excellent.
Because he started from the pits, didn't he? He didn't make the grid.
That's correct. But is he a lap down? Yeah, I mean, it's actually Mario Data who's only done 1 lap.
I think it was Data that went off at the first corner.
Let me have a look in the pit lane. Well, I can't.
And second place man Hengler came onto the grass there on the main straight, but recovered.
And we have a car stopped on the infield now. So Stegmuller is going to be quite happy to see this, the threat from behind him ease. The 10 cars being carried back, so that's Marone, whose car has broke down. Let's have a look at times now. Stegmuller is 1.7 clear of Hengler, and they're heading for the line now. And I suppose it's roughly the same. Let's have a look. It's now 1.9, so Stegmuller was just over 2/10 quicker than Hengler last time round. At the end of the main straight goes these 2 cars into the sweepers, turning right up the hill. 46 minutes and 20 seconds left. That's a long time. All the time this is going on, we have the touring car guys over there ripping their car to bits trying to get it ready. Maybe that's why they do such a long race pole, to give the touring car more time to fix their car. Don't know. Oftentimes at races like this, they have a juniors race or a veterans race or some other type of race. Not here, I'm afraid. I don't know why.
How's that gap now? Has that changed?
The gap is indeed changed. It's 2.1. So Stegmuller out front ahead of Hengler by 2.1 seconds. Hengler ahead of Bafano by 3.7. Bafano ahead of Gilles Marty by 2.3. then it's pretty close back to Romain Lacroix. He's only 0.9 back, and back of him just by 0.7 of a second is Marcus Gluer.
So shall we pick up car 3 in 5th place?
I think we should.
That's car 3.
This is the first race of the whole weekend where we don't have to think about bumping up. Of course, it's not the first race.
And that didn't take long, did it?
No. And that was the 3 car of Romain Lacroix, who ended up upside down on the beginning of the main straight.
Just seconds after we picked him up.
Yeah, well, that's good. That we caught it on camera. Not good that he crashed. Not yet, at least. I'd rather see some really close racing.
Yeah, so that's no longer a close one.
Well, let me have a look. Nope. There is like the closest battle is 1.3. Bafano is dropping down, but he's come back in. So 1.8 between first and second, 6.4 between second and third, 1.4 between third and fourth, 1.2 between fourth and fifth, 2.4 between fifth and sixth, 9.7 between sixth and seventh, and then you go into laps. +3 laps and +6 laps.
Well, Lacroix's not having a good time since he ended up on his roof, so shall we see if car 2 in second place, Hengler, can actually close that gap on the leader?
I think he's doing a good job hanging in there at 1.1 behind. Now remember, it's not really a worry about fuel for these cars because they have to make a mandatory stop. Now, I don't know if they could make 2 stops if they wanted, so it's a little bit of a different attitude of driving if you're not worrying about fuel, because you can just, focus on driving as fast as you can, whereas in the touring class you have to think about fuel. He's right with him now.
He's right with him.
Okay, we have a race for the lead. Coming off of the Jeep Sweeper. Into the first corner. Hanging a right up the hill. Stegmuller just ahead of Hengler. They're coming on the switchbacks now, crossing the line. 42 minutes, 35 seconds on the clock. Bouncing across the curbs is Hengler. And onto the main straight they go. Into that corner, and Hengler's keeping Stegmuller nice and honest there. In fact, Hengler's looking awful racy. Into the top corner they go. Into the switchbacks. Crossing the line. And that's what I was talking about with because they have a fuel stop, they're not worrying about conserving fuel. We know they can do, 30 minutes without a fuel stop. We've seen it. So 50 minutes with a one fuel stop is right, provided you got the right size fuel tank. So if you see someone closing up on someone, it's genuine. It's not someone conserving fuel. Tires, that's a different story. I don't think these guys have done 50 minutes this week on a set of tires. And I don't think there's any rule. You can stop and change tires if you want. But of course, that's going to take you loads of time. And Hengler having a big moment at the first corner. That's going to see all that hard work undone. 41 minutes and 25 seconds on the clock. And he went from being 0.7 behind to 1.4. So lost a whole chunk of time on that last lap. Just over 41 minutes left. Stenmuller ahead of Hengler. 1 and 2. Marcus Gluer in the 7 cars 3. Gio Marty is 4. Aldo Bafano is 5. Romain Lacroix is 6. And then Roland Richner is 7th, but he's on a long lap. Okay, it was a 35-second lap, but he is still going. As we look at our leaders at the end of the main straight, 9 car off the track, so that's Samuel Boulay. Just looking at the 2 car, It's not quite looking as comfortable as he was a little while ago. It looks really slow under acceleration.
He's going into the pits.
Absolutely. His pipe has come off. His exhaust pipe has come off. Could you hear the louder sound of that as it came down the pit lane, Paul?
Yeah.
I mean, like most cars, they work on compression, and a tuned raised pipe, puts out more compression. And someone's gone out and just grabbed something. It's not the pipe because it would have been hot. Just grabbed 2 bits of something. Let's have a look as he comes back across the bridge, and that's a shame, isn't it? No, I couldn't see what it was. It was like a 200 mil wide, maybe, or 200 mil long, maybe 50 mil wide, and 3 or 4 mil thick. I couldn't tell whether it was like a casing or something, but there was 2 pieces of it. Well, go ahead.
I was going to say our leaders are just about to lap car 3 and 6 of lacrosse.
I was just going to say it's looking like it's Stegmuller's race to win.
It is with just under 40 to go, 39 minutes.
We lost Utz in the first semi-final to a mechanical failure, and he was someone that was shaping up to he was the fastest qualifier, so it was shaping up to be a good race. Then we got into this race and was hoping someone would give Stegmuller a go, and it turned out to be Hengler was doing just that. And I'm guessing it's his exhaust pipe that's fallen off by the engine note as he came down the pit lane. 38 minutes and 25 seconds left. It's not to say that Stegmuller is going to win it, but he is certainly odds-on favorite at the moment.
Any
Yeah, let me have a look.
anything close up there?
Nope. I'm sorry to say that Marcus Gluer. Well, I mean, he's not that far behind. Just 8.6 seconds behind our leader.
Well, let's give him a little bit of airtime then.
So that's the 7 car, please.
Car 7.
So our leader's going up to the Jeep Sweeper.
And we're on car 7 now, our second place man.
And he's out of the Samba S's up to the Jeep Sweeper now. And the gap is 8.7 seconds. And on fast lap, Stegmuller is 25.8 and Marcus Gluer is a 26.0. So their outright fastest lap is looking very, very similar. But you have to think that, doing one fast lap doesn't win a race. You have to do a whole bunch of them. And on their average lap time, they're only separated by 0.156 of a second. But over, how long have we done? 13 minutes. That equates to like 9 seconds. Let's look and see if there's anything else happening on the track. So those are the only 2 drivers on the lead lap at the moment. Gilles Marty in 3rd. Oh, no, I beg your pardon. It's a little bit strange getting my head around this computer. Gilles Marty in 3rd in the 5 car is 10.5 seconds behind Marcus Gluer. And then Aldo Bufano is 7.8 behind him. And those are the only cars on the lead lap.
Yeah, so Harry, if you drop back 3 cars, we'll be on our 3rd place man, the Spaniard Tony Gilles Marty.
36 minutes left.
Going into the Jeep sweep.
The wind is definitely gusting. The threat of rain has not appeared from the local who said with his hand signals it was looking a little bit iffy. 35 minutes and 45 seconds as our leader is at the top of the track now, into the top corner, heading into the switchbacks now. And crossing the line. 26.6 that time round. And most drivers are into the 26s. You know, the fast laps are 25s or low 26s. And believe it or not, even though Hengler's not driving, he's still ahead of two cars that are driving on the track. They've obviously have come into the pits and had some work done. Because it's Marone, who's only on lap 14, and Hengler did 22. Boulay now is about to go ahead of Hengler on this lap. He's come on late, and our leader is on his 35th lap. Make that 36 now. 34:40 on the race clock. Let's get all these cars across the line, and we'll look at some gaps. So it's Stegmuller in the lead, 9.7 clear of Glure. And then Glure is 9 seconds clear of Gilles Marty.
And Gilles Marty's the car we're covering at the minute. So Dave, if you could just call that for a couple of minutes, I'm just going to check what's wrong with the other camera.
I will indeed. So Gilles Marty is in the 5 car. He's at the top of the track. He is the Red Bull liveried car. Is onto the Jeep Sweeper now and onto the main straight. .33 minutes and 40 seconds left. There's no real close racing on the track at the moment, so we are following Gilles Marty in the 5 car, who is in 3rd place. Would put him on the podium if he carries on for another 33 minutes and 21 seconds. Turning right, up the hill he goes. Into the top corner. Right behind him is the, let me see, that's the 9 car. And that is Samuel Boulay. But he is 10 laps behind these guys. Clearly he was in for some sort of mechanical earlier on. And then Gilles Marty, let's get Marcus Glure in the 7 car across the line. In fact, Gilles Marty is 11 seconds behind him. That's the 7 car climbing up the hill as Gilles Marty comes on to the main straight. So, I mean, it could be possible for Gilles Marty to finish up higher. To be fair, with 32 minutes and 20 seconds left, it's almost possible for anything to happen. Crossing the line now. Let's have a look at Gilles Marty's lap times. A best lap of 25.7. Ooh, that's interesting. Gilles Marty has the fastest lap of anybody on the track on a 25.7, a 25.8 for Stegmuller, 25.9 for Buffano, 25.9 for LaCroix, 25.8 for Hengler, 25.9 for Richner, who's no longer running. And Silvio Hengler is back on the track. Let's have a look at where he's at, how many laps he's behind. He is 14 laps behind our leader. So Silvio Hengler back on the track. He's only 14 laps behind. Only. Like I said, anything could happen. And it often does in Formula One. Just like real Formula One. 31 minutes left.
What have I missed?
Hengler's back on the track. Whatever that problem was, they got it fixed. We'll keep an eye on him in a little bit. He is 14 laps behind our leader. But he's only 2 laps behind Samuel Boulay in front of him. Let's have a look at lap times. And at the moment, his last lap, he was 1.6 seconds clear of Boulay in front of him. So Hengler, it's not out of complete unknown for him to make up at least one place. I mean, to get up to Romain Lacroix, he is 11 laps behind. Yeah, you're going to have to be doing like 2 or 3 seconds a lap or quicker.
Okay, so we want to pick up Hengler then. Car 2. That's car 2.
And it was a real shame to see Hengler go out earlier because he was giving Stegmuller a good run for the money. But then his car just slowed, didn't it? You could see it coming out of the corners. Wasn't a whole lot happening. Didn't look lively at all. Into the pits he came, and he was there for some 14 laps. You know, that's best part of 6 minutes. 29 minutes, 35 seconds left. We're almost to the halfway mark. 50-minute race, so 25 minutes puts us halfway. And there is a mandatory fuel pit stop. Now, that's quite interesting thinking about that. If you were going to try to save time, Paul, and you had to do a mandatory pit stop, and someone told me earlier you could get a fuel tank that did the whole 50 minutes, you'd do like a half a second fuel pit stop, wouldn't you?
Yeah. If you could.
Yeah. Unless having that extra fuel on board meant you went half a second a lap slower, then obviously it's not worth it. Paul's just rubbernecking back and forth trying to figure this out. How's that working out for you, Paul? Can I help you in any way?
No, don't you worry.
7 car has stopped. That is our second place driver of Marcus Glure, parked on the track, and I didn't see him like wiggling the wheels. The mechanics picked it up, and he's done 2 360s with it, looking to run back to the pits, and he's running back to the pits. I'm guessing the car's not running. It could be out of fuel. We saw some cars have to make a fuel stop in the 30-minute semi. Let's have a look on the, well, I can see the pit lane camera. Let's switch to that. You can't quite see what they're doing there, so I'm guessing that's the car that's on the ground they're trying to start. It is indeed. And they've given it a half a dozen pulls, and to the workbench it goes. Let's have a look at the running order and see what that's done to it. Stegmuller out in front. Gilles Marty second. Buffano third. Lacroix fourth. Glure still in 5th, but he is in the pits. Boulay 6th, Hindler 7th, Marone 8th. So let's have a look here at Hindler. He's 14 laps behind our leader, but he's only 1 lap behind Boulay.
That's who we're following at the minute.
Well, say 1 lap. It's +1, but it's only 31 seconds, so it might...
Although he's just spun as well.
Oh, dear.
Not having a good lap there.
Come on, Hindler. Come on. So he is 23 seconds behind Boulay. So he's on the same lap as him now. When he came back, he was a lap behind. So we've not seen Glure go back on the track yet. So if he stays in the pitch much longer, that'll see Samuel Boulay and Silvio Hingler move up a spot. So they would move up to 5th and 6th rather than 6th and 7th. And I think Hingler has every possible chance of getting on terms with Boulay. His quickest lap is 0.8 of a second quicker, Hingler over Boulay. 26 minutes left. Almost there, halfway through.
So do you think most of them will come in at halfway or just stagger it? Or
It's hard to tell, really.
And who's going to know if everybody's done it?
I saw the pit lane controller down there with a bit of paper and pen in his hand. And I think they put some fuel in that car, Glure's car that stalled, hoping that it would spring into life. So they threw it down on the ground, put some fuel in it, gave it a half a dozen yanks. Nothing happened, picked it up, went to the bench. So they're probably looking at it, scratching their heads now. Of course not. They'll do things like look at the spark plug, check the ignition wire. I don't know what else you would do if it's not starting. Make sure all the controls are connected up, because even though they are fuel cars, you still have a receiver in there, and you'll have a battery. Oh, I hear something.
Car in the pits.
I hear it.
I don't know which one it is.
I'm looking. That is the 6 car.
Who's in third place at the moment.
Yep.
Aldo Bufano.
And the 3 cars just come in. Romain Lacroix.
Who's running fourth.
6 cars out now.
But has it gone all the way?
Nope, he's gone straight off into the grass. The 5 car is in.
This Marshall's jumping out the way all over the place.
One thing you shouldn't do is jump out into the pit lane when a car is coming at you.
I think
Here's our leader in the pits.
I don't think you want to have your back to the cars coming in.
And I'm watching them fuel it. I can see them right below me. They just got a handheld fuel bottle, and they put a full entire handheld bottle of fuel in. Often in the 1/8 buggies, you see they've got these speed guns and stuff, but I don't think they need that here. With one mandatory stop, you have a better chance of getting maximum fuel in like this than you do with a speed gun, because the speed gun is whatever quantity is in the gun. Once it's emptied, that's it. If you don't have enough in the speed gun, your tank's not full. So I think that's most of them had fuel, but I don't think all of them. Believe it or not, Stegmuller still our leader. But let's wait a minute. So let's see where the 5 car is. He's just crossed the line. Okay, so I mean, he's on the same lap still, believe it or not. You can see it says +1 there, but I can see on the track that Gilles Marty is just ahead of Stegmuller.
So let's follow the leader then for a bit, Harry. Car 1.
Here's Gilles Marty crossing the line, and that puts him 23 seconds behind our leader. And here's Stegmuller, which puts him another lap down. So it's not a close race, but it's a race.
There's 23 minutes to go.
23 minutes to go, and he's 23 seconds behind. You know what that means? He has to go a lot faster. Let's have a look at old Hengler. He has not gotten past Marcus Glure yet. And as I say that, he's just gone past him. He is only 8 seconds behind Samuel Boulay. So he has every chance of getting up to him. But someone's off. Marshall running. Where's he going? It's the... Nope, can't see the number from here. Oh, and it stopped. He picked it up, threw it, and the car just went, what? It's a 9 car, I think. So that's Samuel Boulay. That's gonna help
Hengler.
Hengler, yes, exactly. Thank you, Paul. Okay, I'm gonna have a watch. Let's see what they do. I'm chuckling. Sorry, because he came down and he had the car in his hand. So it's quite big cars. He's got his elbow on. The guy came up to have a look, and he just flung his elbow like, "Get out my way! I've got to fix this car." Hey, even the mechanics get all excited. Of course you do. And that car has been switched off. So they got the box of tools and they've taken it to the bench to try to fix it. So that means Hengler now up to 5th. But it's looking like he is 4 laps off of Bufano. It's doable, but he's going to have to see mistakes in front of him.
Yeah, I mean, the gap between Hengler in 5th and the leader is some 13 laps.
Yeah. As we said, he was in the pits for about 6 minutes fixing whatever it was, which isn't too bad. You know, as far as, you know, let's bring the car in, identify what the problem is, and then get it fixed, and then go back out. Let's look at his lap times. You know, 26.8, so he's comparable lap times to everyone else that's on the track at the moment.
I mean, only 2 cars have got to fail in the top 5 for him to make a podium.
Correct. But as we say that, he's on a long lap. He's on a long lap. There's the 6 car fixed. He's on a long lap. I don't see him on the track. And I don't see anybody running.
There's nothing in the pits.
Oh,
Where's he gone?
disappeared. I don't know. He's not scoring a lap. He's been on a M for missing. I guess. I don't know. I made that bit up. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's not like you could lose him now with only 5 cars running. He's not parked up in the grass because someone would be running for it.
Okay.
Oh, I know what happened. Bermuda Triangle swallowed him up. Yep, that's what it is.
Well, I can see 2 cars in the pits now.
So maybe one of them. I mean, we've got 4 L's showing and an M. So Hengler now, we're just running in 5th. Well, he's in 5th position, but not running. So he's not running in 5th, he's in 5th. I can only see 4 cars on the track now.
Yep, me too. As I just quickly flick to the pits, there are 2 cars being worked on in there.
And LaCroix in 3rd is 8 laps ahead of Fafano in 4th. So I think that's the.
Was one of those cars 10?
I think it was 10 and 6, yeah.
And 6 hasn't got out.
Well, whoever's halfway down the pits and then stopped.
Yep. Oh, Marshall's just realised. Do you want me to get it? Shall I leave it there? It's calling him. Oh, he's got to go. Right.
Oh. I mean, you got to chuckle, don't you? That was the 4 car. 4 car of Mario Data who'd only done 1 lap.
Where's he been?
I don't know. But he's been somewhere the whole time.
He could have gone home.
Yeah. But it does show you, something, that the never give up attitude. He's come back, he's got 18 minutes left, and he knows he's not going to do anything as far as results-wise. But you know what he is going to do? He's going to get 18 more minutes of track time. He says, thank you very much. I'm here. I'm in Switzerland. I paid my entry fee. I bought my tires. I'm going to do it. I like it. So now Mario Data has 3 laps. So he's only 69 laps behind our leader.
But he's only 14 laps off 9th place.
Correct. And with 17 minutes, you're doing 2 laps a minute. So he potentially can do, maybe another 36 laps. Just thinking 2 laps is like 52, 53 seconds plus 8. Divide 3, carry the 4, and make the best of it up. Thank you very much.
He can make 9th place at the end of the day.
Yeah. But if you look, oh no, he's 30 laps behind. He's not doing 30 laps.
No.
Yeah.
So who is still out there? Who's still racing?
Kevin Stegmuller is our leader. 21 seconds behind him is Gilles Marty. And 3 laps behind them in 3rd is Romain LaCroix. 8 laps behind that is Aldo Bufano in 4th. In 5th is our friend, and the only other person that was challenging Stegmuller is Silvo Hengler in 6th, but he's not on the track. But I don't know why I told you that. Well, I told you that because he's in 5th. On the track still is Reinhard Marone, but he is on the same lap now as Hengler. And then Samuel Boulet is back on the track. He's 2 laps behind Marone. Marcus Glure is in 8th, but he's not running. Roland Richner is 9th, but he's not running. And Mario Dato is on his 7th lap after having like a 35-minute repair. Oops, sorry about
I
that.
thought it was me.
Oh, it was me. I was losing control of everything now. So I you know what I'm going to do? I want to do something crazy here. I want to look at the number 1.
We are looking at number 1.
And the number 5. We're going to look at it with my own real eyes, because he's only 22 seconds behind him. So there's the 5 car here. This is our 2nd place coming down the main straight. Here's our leader coming down the main straight. That's 1 excursion into the grass. we could see Gilles Marty win this. I mean, don't get me wrong, Stegmuller has been the class of the field. You know, Hengler was keeping him honest, but he had his, you know, unfortunate mechanical. Let's have a look at their lap times. We've got 15 minutes and 10 seconds left. And Gilles Marty has gone, you know, a little bit quicker last time around than our leader. He is, well, I got to get him across the line. It's backwards. 23 seconds behind our leader. So I think you're absolutely correct to follow the leader, because if he has a mistake, and certainly a mistake where he needs rescuing, there could be a battle for the win. And then he had a mistake. Oh, he saved it. Fully crossed up, coming out of the sweeper. Hard on the brakes, ended up on the curbs, millimeters away from tucking the front tires into the grass, but kept it going. Now you only need he's over. He's on his lid, on the straightaway. He's upside down. His marshal is there. The young lady is brave. She's out. She's looking.
She didn't turn it
There's
round.
two cars.
Oh, no.
They hit each other head on. Here comes our second place driver. He is now coming out of the Samba S's onto the Jeep sweeper as our leader is in the first corner. Now it's getting interesting. And I'm sure we caught that on camera because he was following the leader.
Yep.
We can't do a replay because we are too excited ourselves to see something happen. Well, something exciting happened. Oh, sorry, I forgot to look at the computer. Oh, no, I can look at the computer now and tell you what the gap is. The gap is just 6.3 seconds. 42-second lap for Stegmuller. Okay, we've got a traffic in the way of Gilles Marty. And I got to remind me, Paul, that I got to catch the winners is coming down off the rostrum.
Yep.
So I said 6.3 last time around, didn't I? The gap now is 5.6. Did something happen to Stegmuller's car? I mean, he's not done anything like that. That thing it's been dialed all race long, 12 minutes and 55 seconds. We're going to keep our eye on Stegmuller because it's his race to lose. Little mistake there coming into the Samba S's onto the Jeep sweeper. I gotta say, Gilles Marty's looking good. 4.8 seconds. He went 0.9 of a second quicker last time around. That's not a little, that's a lotto. Gilles Marty's on it. I don't know. Could it be tires? Could it be brain fade? Oof. He has just closed it down now to 2.9. With 12 minutes and 10 seconds left, they're nearly on the straight together. Into the sweeper goes our leader. Here comes Gilles Marty. Stegmuller has been out in front, trying to watch both of them at the same time. Stegmuller up at the top of the hill. Here comes Gilles Marty. There's traffic between them. Into the top corner.